Dimensional analysis continuation. In the previous video, we simplified or converted for A, 15 kilograms per millimeter squared, 2 pounds per foot square. Recommend you go back and watch it in case you want to. B, we're going to convert, in this case, 10 feet per minute to centimeters per second. Okay, so I highly recommend you always start by rewriting your statement and writing it as a regular fraction sign, as you can see there, 10 feet per minute. And we're converting that to, so I'll put an arrow, just imply that it's 2 centimeters per second. So that's what we're converting it. Hopefully it makes it easier to visualize then. Oh, that looks a little too grand, right? Okay, so let me copy this, and that way we have it available for our startup. And remember, if there's nothing on the bottom other than your units, you can put a 1. And even if there's nothing on the bottom, you can always put a 1 to help you see the fraction multiplication. And of course, we're going to use a multiplication sign and our fraction sign. Let's find out what conversions we need for this example. Remember our tables? So we need to visualize a table. So how do we just convert feet to centimeters first, since that's at the top, and then we'll convert minutes to seconds. Feet to centimeters. Let's go into our table. Do we have any feet to centimeters? We have feet to inches, and we have, let's see, nothing here. We have centimeters to millimeters, meters to centimeters. Whew, oh boy. We have inches to centimeters, so we could go with inches to centimeters and then feet. How about that? Does that work? Okay, so let's take a quick screen clip and I'll paste it up above. Perfect. And here we go. 1 foot to inches. So in this case, we're going to go from foot to inches. And let's copy it down. And then afterwards, we're going to go into centimeters, inches to centimeters. So just be aware of that, okay? 1 foot to 12 inches is equivalent. And since we have foot on the top, we're going to use feet on the bottom, okay? That way they'll cancel each other out. We want to cancel the units. So let's put the feet on the bottom, and let's bring down the inches to the top. There it goes. Okay, so we are able now to cancel feet. Great, that works. We converted feet to inches now. And now we're going to convert inches into centimeters. So that's our next step, our multiplication sign. And once again, we're just copying our unit fraction and our fraction sign, which is just a fraction, a line, right? Straight line for us. Okay, and our units, we saw earlier that we were going to use 1 inch to 2.54 centimeters. In case you're wondering, I'll glance down at it. So 1 inch is equivalent to 2.54 centimeters, in case you were wondering. And these were the previous units, 12 inches into 1 foot, and vice versa. Okay. So continuing on then, we're going to, let me rewrite the units, 1 inch and 2.54 centimeters. So we have inches on the top, therefore we need inches to go to the bottom. You got it. So let's bring the inches on the bottom and bring the centimeters to the top. And since they are equivalent units and they're on one on top of the other, technically, we want to visualize it that way, they'll cancel each other out, right? So we're going to cancel inches with inches. There. Hooray, we went from feet to centimeters, so feet to inches and inches to centimeters. The next step is to go from minutes to seconds. Beware, I don't have anywhere on this table conversion through time. Oh boy. Why not? Well, in many cases we think about conversions with time to be intuitive, but it's not always intuitive. So it couldn't hurt you sometimes to just rewrite your basic steps, right? But let me start with the multiplication, fraction sign, and now let's remember that 60 seconds equals 1 minute. So that's what I mean by your basic conversions. So let's memorize them, or remember them, right? I should say. So if 60 seconds equals 1 minute, therefore let me rewrite them. And now we know we have minutes on the bottom, right? We want to convert it to seconds. Since minutes are on the bottom, we will have those minutes come down to the top. Now we're able to cancel each other out. So therefore that means 60 seconds is going to go to the bottom. Minutes on top of the minutes down here at the bottom, they're equal and opposite, meaning they're one multiplying and the other one's dividing. They cancel each other out. So notice once again, we're only canceling units. And now we're ready to multiply. So notice everything on the top cancels except for the centimeters, and everything on the bottom cancels except for the seconds. So now for our multiplication. And this is where your calculator comes in really handy. So I highly recommend you get your calculator out and multiply 10 times 12 times 2.54 times 1. And I'm kind of glancing through this and doing it in the back of the screen. So here is a screenshot of what your calculator might look like. 10 times 12 times 2.54 times 1 should give you a total of 304.8 roughly. So 304.8, and units on the top, centimeters, the only thing that remains, so centimeters will be on the top. And 1 times 1 times 1 times 60. Once again, you're welcome to try this on your calculator, but 1 times 1 times 1, still 1, times 60 is now 60, right? But there it is, in case you were wondering what it looks like in your calculator. So 60, and units on the bottom that remain, seconds. There we go. And now 304.8 divided by 60. This is something you're going to divide, or you can divide in your calculator. Let's divide it out. It's 304.8 divided by 60 gives us 5.08. Once again, that's probably what your calculator looks like, right? And we know that it's centimeters per second. So in this case, since we have a singular value now, rather than a fraction format, we can give it as a decimal, and then the units will go in a slash fraction format, centimeters per second. So remember, the slash means per, okay? Any questions? Well, you're welcome to ask anytime you want. Okay, so anyways, I will proceed with the next conversion, which is foresee in the next video.